Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet. We are doing a Masters League cast. And it's going to be between a red Zerg player, whose name is KsZortwoVtwo. I'm sure I said that incorrectly. I'm sure it's something to do with 2v2. Red Terran. Sorry, red Zerg. So he's pretty awesome. And then down the bottom right, we have our blue Terran, who has a much easier name to say, and that is Xenos. Xenos. Yeah, it's close enough. So he is going to be our blue Terran player, and he is also going to be doing very well this game. I expect both these players to do fantastically, since of course they both are in Masters League. Now we're going to go ahead, have a quick look around this map. This is actually, I quite like this map for Terran players, because you've got this entrance off to the side, but the players can also use this one, and if that's the case, you can put some siege tanks up here. You can do so much damage here. Of course, that kind of gets negated if the Zerg player has Hydralisk, because they can shift a couple of overseas there, then the Hydras over there are easily in range to take out the tanks. But of course, tanks will generally just massacre Hydralisks. But here we are, we have a proxy barracks. I would not be surprised to see some Reapers coming out of this after it's finished. Of course, Reapers don't need the tech lab anymore, so you can just build them straight out of a starting off barracks. They do need a bit of gas, but we already do have the gas coming down here. However, this drone is going to come in here, and at about the 15 worker mark, he's going to see a supply depot and no barracks. So he's going to know that something funky is coming, and he's probably going to expect Reapers at some point. So he's got to get the spawning pool down. He's got to get either spine crawlers or queens to help defend that. And you saw the second you saw that supply depot without the barracks, the spawning pool went down. He's probably going to go down anyway, but it was even a little bit more important at that point. Excuse me for a sec. There's some excellent work by that drone. He got a few hits off in that SCV, and then it managed to dodge all these other guys and still get out. Mostly because the barracks wasn't there, but that is fine. We do have a Reaper just about to be finished. Got the SCV coming out, so it's going to be a bunker harass on this expansion that's just about to be finished. Now he probably needs another SCV here, or maybe not. This Reaper is going to take out the drone, scare him off, and we'll have to see how the Zerg player handles this, whether he sends off a massive amount of drones out here. But it looks like the Reaper will be keeping them busy. He's got to try and get that queen out, and that's of course the disadvantage of going the 14 hatch into 14 spawning pool, because your spawning pool is just, you know, quite a bit late. So this early Reaper really does have the advantage right now, and he's keeping all these guys occupied, killing quite a few of them. He chooses not to run away, choosing instead to just try and get as many minerals as possible. You can see the drones that the Reaper actually attacks, he pulled over to the other side of the mineral line. Now these Reapers do have a bunker to get into, so they are going to be quite fine there, and the Zerg is not going to chase them all the way to the bunker. He's going to jump in there for now. He's going to take this out. The Queen's going to have a go at the bunker, and between that and the Lings, they probably will take this bunker out, and the Reapers are going to back out. He's going to try and salvage it. I don't think he got that salvage off in time. It was a very nice try, but not quite. So he's got 3 Reapers now, but these 2 Queens are going to shut down the Reapers well and truly. They could run past, but they would probably lose about 2 Reapers in that maneuver, and that is just horrible. And meanwhile, my god, we have a hatchery in the Terran's expansion, and he's halfway building his own command center, hoping probably to move it over, but he doesn't know that there's a hatchery over here. So that is just horrible for the Terran player. He's going to need to get his Reapers back and take this guy out, but Reapers do so little damage to the hatchery, so that is just going to take forever to get rid of that thing. And meanwhile, he's still got time. He's still building this, and he's managing to get this barracks back as well without taking any damage, so that's good for him. Bunch of Lings over here. They're not focusing on speed though. He's just focusing on getting his economy up. 5 drones coming up now. There's Terran also focusing on his economy. It's not getting that much forces out, just working on getting his buildings up. And this orbital command is ready to go now, but the hatchery was going to take ages, and I do think the Zerg is going to let it finish. There we go, the hatchery is finished. And of course this is going to be bad for the Terran player, because if these guys are shooting at the hatchery and a bunch of lings come in, then I assume they would automatically target the lings if they hadn't manually been set to attack this hatchery. And they probably haven't been, but you never know. It might be a little bit dicey, and it might lose a few seconds of attack time on the lings coming in, which would be devastating, but maybe not too devastating, because after all, these barracks are here. I'm trying to figure out if these Marines are the level 30 variety. I am not sure. They look a little bit different, but I can't tell if they are the War Pig skin from the level 30. I think they may be, but as I say, I can't see. But anyway, and of course, taking out the hatchery is only the first step. Now he's got to wait for the the creep to recede. Sorry. So that is for 300 minerals. That is such a long wait to get this expansion down. However, he's still not completely capped out here, so he's not that far behind, but he's not completely capped out there. So he's doing... Actually, I wonder where all these workers actually are, because that's a very interesting question. He's got 29 workers, and he's only got 22 on this thing. I believe half of them are actually building stuff at the moment. He's just going nuts on the construction. He's like, well, I can't actually be mining with these guys, so I might as well just build everything as fast as I can and catch up that way. So anyway, we've got the Zerg. He's going for a lair at the moment. Let's have a look at what tech he's going. He's got Roach Warren down. He's got the nice gate in here with the 3 queens. He's moving across to keep the lava going, but other than that, he's going to keep this locked down. He might be expecting a Hellion harass, or he might just be expecting Reapers, but of course Reapers can go up this cliff right there, so I guess the queens are not really going to block that off. I'm guessing they're expecting Hellions, but we don't have Hellions coming from the Terran player. I'm almost certain these guys are the level 30 war skin type skin. I don't think I've actually seen that before in a game, but if anybody is going to be level 30, it is going to be a Masters player, because they just play like there's no tomorrow. So anyway, level 30 skin, these guys are going Marine Marauder type stuff. He's getting some medevacs up, he's getting a Viking out. The Viking is probably just going to go Overlord hunting or Overseer hunting and stuff like that, because that's one of the really annoying things that the Zerg does like to do, is just sending in Overseers all over the place, dropping down changelings, and the good ones will actually start corrupting your buildings. And if you're building upgrades or you're building really big units, that is quite a pain in the ass. Just got a couple of lings running out, probably for the Zelnaga watchtowers. We do have this Overlord, and he is going to be this Viking's first kill. So you can see his attack waypoints. He's going all over the place. He is Overlord hunting like there's no tomorrow. That's just a very impressive amount of waypoints, and that is a fairly impressive army. Actually, there's about 20 roaches in there. They're going to be scouting for expansions as well, but we'll see how well they go. I think the Terran has enough here to handle it. He's got 1 medevac, and he's got a bunch of Marines. The Marines have 1-1, so that should be fine. The roaches also have 1-1, so that should be fine. But I think the bunkers here and the use of stim by those Marines is going to mean that he's going to hold off this attack. And there we go, the roaches got a little bit too close. They don't want to be that close because the Terrans had a good concave, but these roaches are going to go in there. They weren't trying to attack, they were trying to get through and maybe get a scout, but not going to happen. The Zerg player is going to run away. I think even without the bunkers he may not have had the advantage there, and the Terran does know it. He's salvaging the bunker. He does not need that anymore. So he's going to keep pushing out these guys, getting more medevacs, getting a nice solid force. He can just go out there and just be fairly safe in knowing that the Zerg cannot overwhelm him at this point. Meanwhile, the Zerg is going for 2-2. Terran's also going for 2-2. He's about to get shields up as well, which is going to be excellent for his Marine force. Zerg is continuing to push out the harvesters, but the Terran is not falling behind at all. I'd almost say he'd have a macro command center somewhere, but no, he's just got 3 command centers. This one coming over here, and he's going to push into there with his army. So the Terran is doing an awesome job economically at this point. But the Zerg is pushing up his Roach force again. He's building 9 more, but I don't think it's going to be enough at this point. This Terran, this army is just very scary. And there we have the, I won't say GG, but the Zerg player leaves the game. Things were not going to his liking in terms of the forces. Roaches are just not that good against Marines. Marines are about half the price. And in these large numbers with Stim, they just chew through the Roaches. So, yeah, it may be a large Ling force. May have been a good option at this point. Or taking into Hydras probably would have been good as well. But he wasn't there yet. He wasn't at the Hydralist tech. And the Ling tech would have required him to get to the speed, which takes quite a little while. So, he might have made it to either of those two choices, or Infestors as well. Infestors was probably the best option. He was there, and he was researching the pathogenic glands, but I don't think he had any Infestors yet. Not quite. So he was hoping for a little more time, and the Terran play just didn't give it to him. He went in there hard after he beat that Roach force, and he used the advantage that he had, and it was a very well-timed attack by our blue Terran Xenos. So congratulations on that win, Xenos. Very well played. This has been Hairy Muppet casting this Masters League game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys later.